Hey, sir. Thank you again for the time and opportunity. And for my sales pitch, I decided to pitch something that I sell every day at Progressive and that I sold previously at USAA, which is umbrella insurance. My overall hope at the end of this is whoever you have your insurance through, you would at least go online or maybe even call them just to get a quote to see how much this would come out to, because it's something that first off I had a personal attachment to. An umbrella policy is going to pay out usually at least at a minimum $1 million in liability if you are the subject of a lawsuit from an auto accident, someone being injured at your home, even something as simple as walking down the street and bumping into somebody and they claim they got hurt. Now, myself, I got injured in a car accident when I was 18, and it was actually a family friend who was at fault. Now, my medical bills at the time were about $330,000, and we were in talks with an attorney because we simply thought we'd have to go to court with them because of the medical expenses. Luckily, that person had an umbrella policy through Travelers Insurance Company. They paid not only for my medical bills, they paid for lost wages from my current employer. And at the time, I was also delayed from joining the military for about 2 years, and they paid out for potential lost wages from that as well, and if I had not been able to still enlist. Now, I saw that happen at a young age. It saved, one, my parents' financial problems, but it also saved our relationship with that family as well. So I saw a benefit from it before I even really understood what insurance was. And myself, when I was 21 and I was in the military, I went ahead and bought one. I didn't have a home at the time. I didn't have tangible assets yet, but I had zero debt. I also was making smart decisions financially, and I knew one day I would be at that level where I would have an asset or I would have some wealth accumulated. And that goes into the first reason I tell people to look into these. It's not just for the homeowner losing their home or someone coming after a rental property or your savings or your investments. It's literally protecting the time it took you to accumulate that wealth or that asset, or for even that young person like myself back then, it's protecting my future plans to one day be in that position. Because for all the time and the hard work that I put in to make good decisions financially to one day have a lot of money in the bank, have a home, have my financial security set up, I did not want a lawsuit, even if it was my fault and I had an accident happen. I didn't want something derailing all the planning and the time and the discipline it took me to get to that spot financially in my life. So I think an umbrella policy can benefit usually both type of customers. The ones who have those assets already, they have the home, maybe they have a rental property, maybe a business as well that someone could come after, or even that young person who maybe doesn't have that yet, but they're smart, they make good decisions financially, they have goals planned where they want a home, they want to have savings, they want to retire at a certain age, and that umbrella policy is not just protecting the financial part of it, it's protecting the time and the discipline they're putting into their life to be in that certain position. And as far as with the cost of it, most people look at insurance already as a necessary evil. It's something they have to pay for, they might never use, and I hope no one ever has to use any policy they have. But the cost of an umbrella policy normally, even if a person is a homeowner or has a large asset someone could come after, is normally under $250. And I remind people that you can't even sit down with an attorney for a couple of hours for that cost. And one other condition in the contract is not only are they going to pay out up to that million in excess liability, the insurance company at that point is also going to provide your legal defense. So now you don't have to pay for that attorney, and that would pay for itself many times over. In my case, I looked at it being younger. I think my first policy was $170 to me. That was a few times not eating out that year and just not getting coffee out a few times that year that went to pay for it. So it's something I think everybody could benefit from. And next time you're out driving, it's not a scare tactic. It's just something that I tie in so people can see the use in this. Look at the ads that you see on the buses here in Colorado Springs or on the park benches. It normally is either Frank Azar or it's another attorney. If someone's injured from a car accident or from tripping in your home, even you bump into somebody in King Soopers and they get injured, more likely than not, they are going to contact an attorney. And it's a lot better if you have that policy in place through an insurance company than having to go through that lawsuit alone and potentially have that person come after an asset or come after your future earnings. So hopefully at the end of this, at least go online, whoever your insurance company's with, or call them, have them at least quote it. It usually takes 10, 15 minutes at the max. And if you get the policy, I promise you'll have a lot better peace of mind. And that's the ultimate goal with it as well. Thank you for your time today and have a good rest of your week.